The H-1B lottery has just changed, and if you're a skilled worker hoping to work in the United States or an employer planning to sponsor foreign talent, this update affects you directly. The old system, where everyone had an equal and random shot, is gone. A brand new selection process is now in place, and your chances of being picked depend more on your salary than on luck. On top of that, a massive new fee of $100,000 has entered the picture. Stay with us until the end of this video because we are going to break down every single change, what it means for your visa chances, and what you should do right now. You're watching Global Immigration Scope. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Global Immigration Scope, the channel dedicated to keeping you informed on everything related to immigration, visas, and global mobility. Today's topic is one of the most important immigration stories of 2026, the H-1B lottery. Now, when people say H-1B lottery 2026, they are actually referring to the process for fiscal year 2027, which determines who can start working in the United States from October 1st, 2026. The registration for this lottery just closed on March 19th, 2026, and results have already started coming out. Everything we cover today is based on official announcements from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, USCIS, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and published federal regulations, so you can trust that this information is accurate and sourced directly from the authorities. Let's start from the beginning. What exactly happened? For many years, the H-1B lottery was a purely random draw. Every registration had an equal chance of selection, regardless of the applicant's salary, experience level, or job complexity. Dworsky Law Firm. If you were a junior software developer earning a modest salary, your chances were exactly the same as a senior engineer earning $200,000 a year. That is now over. The Department of Homeland Security announced a new rule to replace the random lottery with a process that gives greater weight to higher-skilled and higher-paid workers. USCIS. Why did this happen? According to USCIS, the existing random selection process was being exploited by U.S. employers who were primarily seeking to bring in foreign workers at lower wages than they would pay American workers. USCIS. The government argued that the H-1B visa was intended for truly specialized, high-value positions, not for outsourcing lower-wage work. When did it take effect? The change took effect on February 27, 2026, just before the FY 2027 registration period opened. Visa Verge. The registration period itself ran from March 4th to March 19, 2026. USCIS lottery results began coming out on March 27, 2026, with USCIS intending to notify all selected registrants by March 31st. Manifest Law. Who is affected? Anyone who is a cap subject H-1B applicant, meaning foreign nationals who have never been counted against the H-1B cap before, is affected by this new system. This includes recent graduates, professionals transitioning from student visas like OPT, and workers being sponsored from overseas. Now, let's break down exactly how the new system works, in simple, clear terms. The four-tier wage system. Under the new system, the number of lottery entries a registration receives corresponds to the offered salary, based on the U.S. Department of Labor's four-level wage scale. Level 1, which is entry-level, receives 1 entry. Level 2, for workers with some experience, receives 2 entries. Level 3, for mid-level professionals, receives 3 entries. And Level 4, for highly experienced workers, receives 4 entries. Dorsey, think of it this way. If you are a senior engineer at a Level 4 wage, your name goes into the lottery pool 4 times. A Level 1 entry-level applicant's name goes in only once. This creates a major probability shift. Level 4 candidates could have up to 4 times the selection odds of Level 1 candidates. Goel and Anderson, the $100,000 supplemental fee. A $100,000 supplemental fee has been imposed on consular processing petitions Codem law, meaning workers who are applying from outside the United States and need to go through a U.S. embassy or consulate to get their visa stamped. This is a huge change for international hires and is already facing legal challenges in U.S. courts. Importantly, this fee should not apply if USCIS approves a valid change of status request Holland and Knight, meaning workers already inside the United States on another valid visa, such as an F1 OPT, may be exempt from this fee if they change status domestically. Registration fee. There is also a non-refundable H-1B registration fee of $215 per beneficiary that employers must pay when submitting each registration. USCIS. This applies to every employer entering the lottery, regardless of whether the candidate is selected. The 85,000 cap remains the same. Each fiscal year, USCIS allows up to 85,000 new cap-subject H-1B visas. Of these, 65,000 are available for all eligible candidates who meet at least a bachelor's degree requirement under the regular cap. The remaining 20,000 are set aside under the master's cap for candidates who hold a qualifying U.S. master's degree or higher from an accredited institution. Importantly, a candidate with a qualifying U.S. master's degree is first entered into the master's cap pool. If not selected there, the same registration is automatically entered into the regular cap, meaning the same person effectively gets two chances in a single lottery. An important warning on wage inflation. USCIS has stated authority to deny or revoke a case if it believes an employer inflated the wage level at registration just to improve lottery odds. The wage level listed at registration must match the actual role, duties, experience, and worksite. Visa-verge employers cannot simply assign a level 4 wage to an entry-level job to gain more lottery entries. That is a serious violation that can lead to denial or revocation. So what does all of this actually mean for you? If you are a highly skilled, high-earning professional, a senior software engineer, a data scientist, a finance specialist, a medical professional, or a researcher with a strong salary offer, your odds of getting selected in this new lottery are significantly better than before. The system is designed to favor you. If you are an entry-level applicant or a recent graduate on OPT, the reality is harder. With only one lottery entry compared to 4 for senior-level candidates, your probability of selection is lower. This does not mean you cannot be selected. You still can. But your odds are statistically weaker. For employers, particularly large tech companies and staffing firms that previously submitted many lower-wage registrations, the strategy must now change. Registration volume has already been falling sharply after the 2024 fraud crackdown, and the new fee and lottery structure are expected to further reduce who participates. Codem law. For workers outside the United States, the $100,000 supplemental fee is a major barrier. Many employers may now hesitate to sponsor overseas candidates if they have to pay that additional cost. Workers already inside the U.S. on F1 OPT or other visas who can apply for a change of status may be in a more favorable position. It is also important to remember that being selected in the lottery does not mean you have an H-1B visa. It means your employer is eligible to file a full H-1B petition on your behalf. The filing window opens April 1, 2026, and runs for at least 90 days until June 30, 2026. The earliest employment start date remains October 1, 2026. Day 1 CPT universities starting April 1st, USCIS will only accept the February 27, 2026 edition of Form I-129. Using an older version will result in an immediate rejection. Day 1 CPT universities, employers, and attorneys must be aware of this. Let's step back and look at where the H-1B program is headed. The shift to a wage-weighted lottery reflects a broader political direction in U.S. immigration policy, one that increasingly prioritizes high-value talent and economic contribution over sheer volume. This is not just a technical change to a lottery system. It is a signal about what the U.S. government believes the H-1B visa should be used for. The legal ground beneath this new system remains actively contested in 3 federal courts. Codem law groups that oppose the change have argued that DHS exceeded its statutory authority and that wage level is an arbitrary proxy for skill. Fisher-Phillips. If a court issues an injunction, parts of this system could be paused or modified. However, most legal experts believe the rule will remain in place for this cap season, and businesses should prepare accordingly. Looking ahead, we may also see further pressure on the 85,000 annual cap. Calls from Congress to increase H-1B numbers for high-demand sectors like artificial intelligence and semiconductors, or more restrictions targeting outsourcing firms. For those who were not selected this year, alternative paths include enrolling in Day 1 CPT programs to maintain work authorization, exploring cap-exempt employers such as universities and nonprofit research institutions, or considering other visa options like the O-1 visa for individuals with extraordinary ability or L-1 visas for intra-company transfers. Day 1 CPT universities. 1. The H-1B lottery is no longer random. It is now wage-weighted, with higher-paid positions getting up to 4 times more entries than entry-level roles. This took effect February 27, 2026. 2. Registration for the FY 2027 season closed on March 19, 2026. Results started releasing on March 27th and were due by March 31st. If you were registered, check with your employer or immigration attorney to find out your status. 3. A $100,000 supplemental fee now applies to many overseas H-1B petitions, a significant new cost that employers must plan for. 4. If selected, the petition filing window runs from April 1st to at least June 30th, 2026. The new Form I-129 edition is required. Miss the window, and the cap number is lost. 5. Legal challenges to the new system are ongoing. Stay informed and follow official USCIS updates at uscis.gov. Whether you were selected or not, do not lose hope. Stay strategic, stay informed, and work closely with a qualified immigration attorney to explore every option available to you. Thank you for watching Global Immigration Scope. Stay informed and subscribe for the latest immigration news and visa updates from around the world.